Welcome to the back patio of the Serenade of the Seas in June of 2023. Hey everyone, I'm Patrick from Oakland Travel, and way off in the distance there is Tampa, Florida. We are on our way here down to Key West, Florida, and slowly approaching the Gulf of Mexico. And so get the wake view here, and it's kind of hard to see, but back there somewhere is Grandeur of the Seas, because they went out just a few minutes after we did out of Tampa, so they're trailing us all the way down into the Gulf. So it's kind of hard to see them because they're back there somewhere, but there are certain parts of the video footage when we were looking at the wake view, I was looking at it afterwards, where I could see Grandeur of the Seas back there, but they're probably a half a mile behind us at this point. But it's the start of a 5-night cruise going out of Tampa, Florida. It's going down to Key West first, and then Perfect Day, Coco Cay, and so just a nice little summer cruise, middle of June. A lot of families, a lot of large groups traveling together. I noticed a lot of people sort of seem to know each other on the ship, like, they sort of traveled there together. A lot of kids because, they were out for school. So it's kind of a traditional family cruise, so to speak, that Royal Caribbean sort of prides themselves on. And that's who Royal Caribbean targets in terms of the demographics is families, and this definitely fit the bill. Smaller ship in the Radiance class, cozy, a very unique layout. The elevators are only on the port side of the ship. It has the really cool Centrum that goes from deck 4 all the way up to, I believe, deck 11. Which is pretty neat, and they were actually able to do some interesting things with that. Towards the end of the cruise, they did an egg drop from deck 9 all the way down to deck 4. That was pretty fun. And it was kind of cool because whenever there was something going on down at deck 4 at the bottom of the Centrum, you could be anywhere along those decks right there at the railing and just sort of look down on the action below you. So that was kind of a neat thing. This back patio at the back of the Windjammer is very cool. We're right where the camera's pointed out right now. That's Rita's Cantina back there in that corner. So you got a little bar area over there. Just a pretty neat little setup. Not the biggest Windjammer, but, functioned very well in terms of, the crew members really just kept that food moving. And it didn't take long for us to sort of memorize the layout of the Windjammer in terms of they're always going to put certain foods in the same spot for breakfast or lunch or whatever it is. And so pretty neat ship overall. And as we saw in the previous episodes, you can go out on the helipad all the way at the front of the ship. That's pretty interesting, pretty cool, to get the views and everything from where the ship is going, off the bow and so forth. One of the interesting things about this ship is pizza. It doesn't have a cafe promenade because it's an older, smaller, well, not that old, it's about 20 years old at the time that I'm putting this video together, but it has just a cafe Latitudes, which does not have pizza. So if you want the pizza during the day, you have to go to the Windjammer. And then at, I believe, 9 o'clock is when they shift the pizza from the Windjammer down to the Park Cafe, which is actually in the solarium. So the solarium is an interesting setup because when you go in there, you've got the solarium bar that is usually at the back of a lot of the other classes of ships for Royal Caribbean. On the Radiance class, at least on the Serenade, the bar is on one side, and then the Park Cafe with the food and so forth is on the other side of the solarium, kind of at the back. And so between both of those and the whirlpools, the hot tubs and everything, and then the pool itself, the solarium area is a little cramped. There's not as much seating in there as there are on other solariums, and it is, of course, a smaller ship. So, but it's still kind of cool, kind of a cozy little area. So the Radiance class definitely has some very unique features. One of the ones that also is pretty neat is the whole area on deck 6 on the port side where the Safari Club is.